Hi everyone, and welcome to Big Ideas Growing Minds. We are so happy you are here. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to us. Today's big idea comes from Rebecca Henderson and her motivating book, Reimagining Capitalism. The book has the tagline, "In a World on Fire," and is, in its essence, a guide on how capitalism can help save itself and the world. See, a key point in the book is that while free market capitalism is one of humanity's greatest inventions and the most significant source of prosperity the world has ever seen, its success has been costly. Capitalism is on the verge of destroying the planet and destabilizing society as wealth rushes to the top. The time for action is running short. The good news is that according to Henderson, companies have compelling economic reasons to solve these problems. For one, it's much easier to make money in a world in which the climate is relatively stable, the coasts are not underwater, and agricultural collapse is not routinely triggering the migration of hostile, hungry populations. Furthermore, the private sector benefits from a world with significantly less poverty, decreased inequality, and easy access to education and fair pay. According to Henderson, reimagining capitalism requires 5 key actions, none adequate on its own, but each building on the other as a vital part of a reinforced whole. Let's walk you through them one at a time. Number 1. Creating shared value. The first piece of the puzzle of reimagining capitalism is a confrontation with the widespread belief that management's noblest task is to create shareholder value. To have any measurable effect on how we reimagine capitalism, ruthless efforts to drive up shareholder value must discontinue. Instead, companies need to believe and act on a pledge of building strong and healthy businesses that contribute to society at large while making a profit. Number 2. Building the purpose-driven organization. The second piece is building organizations that value more than just profit. According to Henderson, companies must embrace the idea that while firms must be profitable to thrive and survive, their purpose must be to build prosperity and freedom in the context of a livable planet and a healthy society. This means they can and should sometimes make decisions not to maximize shareholder value in the short term, but to pursue long-term sustainable goals. It also entails treating employees in sustainable and just ways. Number 3. Rewiring the financial system. Traditional finance may be the single biggest stumbling block to reimagining capitalism. As long as investors care only about maximizing their returns, focus solely on the short term, and emphasize what can be easily measured, firms will be reluctant to take the risks needed to create tangible change. Therefore, the third step is rewiring finance. This step is all about learning to love the long term and actively looking for investors who care more about the planet's survival than short-term profit. Number 4. Building cooperation. As the fourth step, Henderson suggests building strong, multi-stakeholder collaboration around pressing global challenges that can be addressed at the industry level. She advises companies to be pre-competitive and drive change through coordinated action because, as she says, if all agree not to throw greenhouse gases out the window or waste into the river, no one will suffer. Number 5. Rebuilding our institutions and fixing government. Without rebuilding our governments and our societies, we will not solve the problems we face. We need to mobilize people around the world in a massive political and cultural movement that will demand that we stop destroying the earth we depend so heavily upon. Insist on the widespread provision of education and healthcare. Voice a genuine claim for fair pay, racial inclusion, and inequality reduction. Let's end this with a piece of wisdom. Building a just and sustainable world will not be easy or cheap. Running a company committed to doing the right things might be more complicated than running a conventional company. It requires superb management and visionary leadership, ruthless focus on doing what's right, and a never-ending willingness to be open to the broader world. But we must find a way to make it work. And the good news is that once we get it right, everything will be much more fun and meaningful. And there you have it. Reimagining Capitalism by Rebecca Henderson in a nutshell. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to give it a like. Take care and see you soon.